up and welcome to this woodland, and what a really nice place it is. It's not a place I've been to before, and that's always interesting to go to a new location. And what I tend to do when I go to a new location is just spend some time to settle in, have a good walk round before I start taking images. So we're in Snake Woodland. It's very diverse. We've got a nice river running down here, so we should have some good content for today's video. Now, one of the reasons I've come here today is to try out the focus shift on the Nikon D850. I've been trying to get my head around how to use it. I've watched loads of videos, and lots of the videos kind of show you where it is on the menu and talk through the different settings, but not many videos have sort of gone out and shown you how to use it in the real world. So one of the videos, for example, told you to set it up to do 300 shots, focus from the nearest point, and then wade through them 300 shots to get your image, which seemed like a bit of a big effort. That a lot of the videos basically said you need to experiment. So I've been experimenting in my garden with the 24-70 lens. I thought I'd just try and limit down the experiment a little. There is lots of parameters obviously involved in, we'll call it focus stacking. So you've got the different lenses, you've got the different focal lengths, and then you've got the settings on the camera itself. So I did some experiments in my garden. I won't show you the images, but I kind of got some numbers together, some parameters that I'm going to use today in this environment. And whilst my garden was very enclosed, I think it will give me hopefully a starting point. So we're going to go and find some compositions to take that need focus stacking, that will benefit from focus stacking. And then what we'll do, by the magic of video editing, we'll drop back to the computer, process the image, and see if the focus stack has worked. It's currently raining at the moment. This time last week, you wouldn't believe it, it was 40 degrees. It was like standing in an oven. Today it's nice and cool, it's 15 degrees. We've got some very gentle rain falling, and it's so refreshing. And I think we need a bit of rain anyway to restock the reservoirs, because water levels are going low and we'll be on a water ban next. So let's go and find a composition. And I've probably walked 15 minutes from where I've parked the car. There's a nice car park on the side of the road, free, which is a bonus. And I've already seen lots of potential compositions, and there's also lots of sheep as well walking around. In fact, there's two coming down now, and both these sheep have got horns, so we'll probably let them pass, and then we'll go and find a composition. I found this composition which I'm going to attempt to focus stack, and we've got this fence in front of us that's just got rain droplets hanging from it, and then behind that the landscape moves back. We've got the river meandering off on the right hand side, and then in the distance we've got some layers of landscape. So this is an ideal shot to try and do a focus stack or focus shift, whichever way you want to call it. Right, let's talk you through this then. So I've focused on this foliage at the bottom here, with a view to doing a slight crop when this image comes out. So I'm at ISO 200 just to get the shutter speed up to 1/160th of a second. Now, Nikon recommend your aperture settings for doing focus shift images to be between f8 and f11. So when I did my experiments in the garden, I stuck to f8 because that gave the sharpest image on the 24 to 70. So now we'll go into, we've set as focus point, we've set as ISO, we'll now go into the menu and have a look at the settings we're going to use for the focus shift. So the first parameter is the number of shots, and I've set that to 25. The next one is focus step width, and I've set that to 3. That's what worked in my garden. Now, interval till next shoot is 0. I don't see the point. I don't need to delay the shot here. Exposure smoothing is on, and silent photography is on. I just love silent photography on this camera. So once we're happy with everything, we click on the start button. And I did this last time. I had it on 2-second timer, and focus shift will not work on 2-second timer. So I've gone to single shot, we're on autofocus, and we press the start button, and it prepares the shot, and it will now take the number of exposures it needs to take to capture this image. So once it's done, I'll review the images and have a look on the screen to see if I think it's got enough images in focus to produce the final image. Okay, so it's took 4 images here to focus shift this. I'm just going to look through them images now just to review if it is in fact in focus front to back. So we've loaded the images into Lightroom, and we're only going to use the first 3 images. We don't need image number 4. And I've done a quick edit on the first image and then synchronise that with the other 2. We can obviously go back later and do some final adjustments once we've got the photo stacked image. We then go into photo and open the image as layers in Photoshop. So we now have the 3 images open in the layers box on the top right hand side there, and we need to highlight the 3 images, and then we go into edit and align images using these settings. We then go to auto blend layers, again using these settings and just removing that second option there. And Photoshop will now blend the 3 layers together, and there it is. Now what we want to do is flatten the image to get rid of the layers and save the image, and this will put that edited image back into Lightroom, which keeps everything neat and tidy. All your images are together then in one place. And there we go, the edited image is dropped back into Lightroom, and now we can review that image. Okay, let's have a look at the results then. Camera done a really good job. All 3 images are very well focused, very detailed. When it comes to the blending in Photoshop, it doesn't look so good. Let me show you. So in the first frame, where I focused on the foliage at the bottom, you can see here that the raindrops are perfectly in focus on that fence. If we look at the blended image, we can see that the raindrops are smudged in areas. They're not clear, they're not in focus, and Photoshop's really struggled here, and that's disappointing because Photoshop's a very powerful piece of software, but it's failed to do this automated task. And when you think now there's lots more cameras that have obviously got this photo stack feature, there's a real need for this automation to work for all us photographers. And the only way to fix this is to go in manually into each layer and brush in those details that's where the software's failed to automate it. And I'm not going to do that in this video, that's probably for another video. Anyway, let's go back to Snake Woodland and get another shot. So now, in this same scene, I'm going to pull in to 70mm and again set the focus shift going on the same settings, so 25 potential shots, and then the focus shifting parameter will keep at 3. So 70mm gives me the landscape, much tighter shot of the landscape. We've got the river in the bottom right of the scene, we've got the rocks that you can see on the left there, and then we've got a view in the distance. So I'm setting the focus point at the bottom of the scene. Now when I did my garden test at 70mm, the camera took 15 images in that particular scene. So let's just review what it's taken here. It's done 15 shots, which is exactly the same number that the camera took when I did my experiment in the garden. So there's a bit of consistency there. Let's go and view this on the computer. So same scene at 70mm, it's taken 15 shots, and in the editing process we just used 10, and I'm not going to repeat the process because it's the same process for each image I take. So 10 shots in the edit, and this was the result. Now the blending in this image was much better. You really have got to pixel peep here amongst the foliage to find where it's struggled a little bit to do that auto blending. So a lot happier with this shot. Let's do another. Got this nice woodland scene now. So we've got this as a leading line, leading us up into the image, and sort of a group of trees on the left. There's a nice contrast in colour because we've got this sort of browny, I think it's the bits from the trees that have dropped off. That's given a brown coloration on the woodland floor, and then this side we've got a nice patch of green, so we've got contrast. But the real test here for the focus stacking is to get this in focus all the way through the image and right to the trees you can see in the distance. So that's the test for this one. And the thing here is to review the images, and I've already took the shot, by the way, and I've took a vertical shot as well. And if the images look as good as they do on the camera, on the computer, this is an amazing feature to have and to use on a camera. Of course, if it don't come out, I'm going to be going back to the drawing board with my experiment. It's also starting to rain a little bit heavier now as well. But this, no, tell you what, let's get back to the computer to see this one, because I really want to see whether this one comes out as I expect it to. Okay, this next shot came out really, really well. We were at 34mm on this shot, and we took 6 images, and we just used 5 for the final image. And Photoshop did a really good job on blending this. Again, there's some very, very small areas that you'd have to nitpick that need that manual blending. I did a vertical shot as well at 70mm, and the camera took 16 images, and we used 11 images here for this particular edit. And again, Photoshop's done a really good job on this. Having done a few images, I went on to take more because I was confident that the settings I was using looked really good on camera. So let's have a quick slideshow of a very quick slideshow of some other images that I took in this woodland. So there's another bonus with photo stacking images, and particularly with a high resolution camera. So we'll go back to this example here. If you look at the top of the image, there's lots of nice tree trunks in the distance, and when you zoom in on that portion of the image, it makes another image within an image. So if you crop in, you get this result, and it's a very usable image because we've focus stacked it. It's perfectly in focus because the camera's high resolution. The resolution of the image and detail in there is really good. That's another advantage of focus stacking images, that you can use other parts of the image if there's a composition there. I'm just going to share some numbers with you now, and this shows all the images I took in this video and the different settings, and there is a relationship between the focal length of the lens, the number of images that the focus shift take, and also the number of images you need to produce the final image. And it's really interesting. If you look at this, you look at 24mm and you go up to 70mm, there's a clear relationship in the data. So you might want to pause this just to study it. So if you've got this feature on your camera, go out and enjoy it, because it's a real thrill to see the finished result, the amount of detail in the image. Not something you need to use every time, but when you do use it, my God, the results are impressive. Apart from the auto blending maybe sometimes in Photoshop. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this content, consider subscribing to the channel, share the video, giving the video a like, or pop in a comment in the bottom. That's it. I'll see you later.